I am an INTJ, or an architect. Some of my strengths include being imaginative, decisive, and having a high self-confidence. One of the weaknesses INTJs have is being arrogant. No, the website must be wrong. Emotionally, the thinking trait may overpower the feeling trait, which I may need to watch out for as a teacher when dealing with troubled adolescents. INTJs like to have freedom to develop their ideas, so working in a group or putting up with seemingly pointless activities can be a struggle. This is something I've noticed about myself. I would rather work right away than be bothered with fun but content-devoid activities. Gandalf was an INTJ, so I'm excited for when I learn to cast spells. On the VARC test, I was rated at having a high kinesthetic and oral score, an average read and write score, and a very low visual score. I believe this to be accurate. I learn best when someone tells me the basics and then I have a chance to go ahead and teach myself the rest by just doing it. The best example: when I get a new video game, I may listen to a few people or tutorials to tell me generally what to do, but then I like to just do it myself. For me, I will remember things best by having a hands-on experience. Maybe it's a muscle memory thing, who knows. For the Felder Learning Styles test, I slightly lean towards active and visual, but strongly lean towards sensing over intuitive and global over sequential. Sensing makes sense to me. I like to connect concepts to the real world. The explanation for sensors tells me that I should look for connections to things I already know when learning. And hey, what do you know, that kind of relates to my kinesthetic score in the VARC test. Try things out and make connections to previous skills. Global learners like myself like to have big picture concepts nailed down. Kind of like how an architect needs a big picture. I'm sensing a theme here. I think the basics are, give me the whole puzzle and then I'll put the pieces together. For the multiple intelligences test, my two highest scores were in visual spatial and logical mathematical. Problematically, my lowest score was in kinesthetic. What? This test defines the kinesthetic part as using one's own body to learn. So it seems different than the VARC or the Felder test. Though I really can't think of any way dancing would help me learn a concept. Moving on, visual spatial made sense because I do like visual graphs or maps of data and can easily apply them to whatever I'm learning. I don't understand how the mathematical one got scored so high though. It says I like to develop equations and proofs, but I literally dropped out of computer science because I was bad at math. I question this test. I like the working style test. It gave me the role of driver. I actually was a delivery driver for a few months this past... oh, never mind, it's different. Well, it still fits in with what I've been said about my INTJ results. I'm independent, pragmatic, and decisive. I'm a results-oriented person which fits into the global learning on the Felder test. Drivers also focus on goals and success instead of, say, ideas or feelings. This fits me very well. My temperament is choleric. The site says I am yellow bile, so that's something. While I don't like being compared to bile, the type seems to fit. I'm practical and analytical, and this conflicts with being social sometimes. It is also true that I would rather have meaningful conversations than make pointless small talk. If someone could tell my mom to stop calling and making small talk all the time, that would be much appreciated. Basically, these tests told me that I'm a pragmatic decision maker who prefers big picture learning to focusing on small details. This is totally accurate, and it's nice to see that most of the tests agreed with that. For me to be a better coworker in the future, I should be conscious of other types and at least try to understand their feelings and emotions. Hopefully I can work with other types to get my pragmatic ideas through without coming off as arrogant. Wish me luck, and thanks for watching.
Created using POWTOON.